Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us or rejoining us. This is your co-host Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapache, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Again, thank you once more for joining us again, because for those of you who did see our last episode, I was having some technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi. I went out of town for the weekend. I drove up to Salt Lake City, Utah, to visit one of my BFFs and his son's birthday party, and I was staying at a hotel at a quality inn. Unfortunately, the quality of their Wi-Fi wasn't great
Not
because
that great a
not
quality.
that great. Shit kept, uh, jamming up, and we're freezing and whatnot. So we got the majority of the primary topic of our show, which was the results of Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin and the aftermath. I guess we can also close that out here momentarily. But anyway, this is basically part two of that same show because of the circumstances of my Wi-Fi. I even tried hooking it up to my freaking phone's tethering, mobile tethering, the mobile hotspot. That didn't work. So yeah, you best believe I'm gonna put that in the reviews. Like, hey, y'all Wi-Fi fucking sucks. Oh, and before I hop over to Andrew, listen to this shit, right? So I take my mom with me this weekend to Utah because we're this is childhood friends. My mom is like a second mom to them, and vice versa. Their mom to me. We go up there and we get a room at Quality, and or I don't want to put them on blast, but they definitely put them on blast. And these fucking high school basketball kids are like kicking doors and then running to their rooms. Like they're basically doing ding
Yeah,
dong
yeah,
ditch at the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
right, but kicking it, and then like we fucking get freaked out, right? And we're like, what the shit is going on? We don't know what's going on. So I'm looking at the people, right? I don't see anybody there. I see some people across the hall of these boys. I thought the boys heard the bang, came out, and thought, what's going on? No, it turns out it was actually them because I keep looking, and sure enough, they come back to my door. Some one dude has his back to mine, and then does like a mule kick, right? And I'm like, oh, what the fuck, right? So I see what the fuck's going on. Of course, I'm not gonna step out there because there's like six of them as opposed to me. So
Right.
we're calling up the damn, front desk, and they're like, all right, we'll take care of it. They did it one more time, but regardless, apparently there's young guys, and they told their coach it's a big deal, their basketball team. But anyway, Quality, you suck. Y'all didn't like. I'm like, can you guys give me some sort of compensation or something? Rather, like, no, like 20 people complained about it because they did it to like 20 different doors. We can't do the same thing. We compensate for everybody else. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to put you guys on blast in my reviews.
Yeah. And now this.
And now this exactly. So if you guys are ever in Draper, Utah, and you decide to go to Quality, and don't go there. But that being said, Andrew, what's happening? How you doing? Happy Juneteenth. We have a day off today. How's your day going so far?
Day was good. Woke up, went to work, found out my some of the places I was supposed to get into weren't at work. Got to come home. That was it. It was a wrap. So yeah, no, it's all good. Um, that's about it, man. We just
Yeah.
did a show yesterday, so they already heard my weekend thing.
No, it was yesterday. That's right. I was thinking for some reason. I was thinking, no. Today's Wednesday. It was Monday, so a couple of days
Monday,
ago.
yeah. So
Yeah, but
nothing else
um,
has changed, just work.
yeah, there hasn't been too much change since Monday, but we can go ahead and I guess we can start off by closing out the topic. I'm not sure. So at some point you were talking and then I couldn't hear you and it got muted. So I was trying to wrap up what we're talking about, our closing thoughts about Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank Martin. I didn't get to hear them, but if you can just do me a quick recap and tell me what you were telling me at that moment, so I can remember if you happen to remember what it was that you were talking about at
Um,
the time.
no, I don't, but I will say now that we're a few days after the fight, I think people need to relax on he's pound for pound.
Mhm.
That was not a pound for pound
Like
performance.
Brian Custer, did you hear Brian Custer say that? He's like, it boggles my mind that he's not on the top 10. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What?
I know. So
What did
did
you?
I seen Stephen A. Smith went on his saying, he was like top three. That performance was not um one, the performance didn't wasn't pound for pound quality, but also the opponent wasn't a pound for pound
Mhm.
opponent, right? That getting a
Right.
win over a guy named Frank Martin, who nobody knows, doesn't make you one of the best. And I think that's something the PBC's gotten away with for too long is they hype up these guys
Mhm.
and these fucking clown media members just straight follow, man. It's almost like the Boots Ennis, right?
Mhm.
Out of
Mhm.
nowhere, it was like, oh no, dude, Terrence is scared of him. And then his next win, all of a sudden they were acting like he's top 2 in the fucking welterweight division. You have no idea who he beat. Going back to Tank. So, no, I didn't, the performance was good, but Frank Martin only had about 2 good combinations that whole night. I get the redness, the bruising on his face, but there wasn't a lot of dog in Frank Martin in that fight, right? They all like to say, we bring the dog out. Where's the dog? There wasn't a lot of dog in that fight. This kid's backing up. He's throwing soft-ass combos like he doesn't. It's like he was shooting a BB gun and Tank is shooting a fucking shotgun. Like, Tank is trying to give you brain damage, bro. You're over here like, oh, let's land some points. Landing points. We're landing points. And like I said, he has a few combos where he actually, it was like, all right, there, come on, fight, man. But the rest of the time, this kid is backing up. He looks scared. He looks like a deer in headlights. The knockout, I mean, seriously, I think Tank bet on the 8th round. He literally told everyone he was going to do it in the 8th round. And then, I mean, you can see him. Dude, he's playing with the kid. In the first 3 rounds, yeah, the kid. Frank Martin's winning, and I call him a kid because of the inexperience. In this situation, he was a kid going into this championship fight. That, no disrespect to Martin, even though I don't even know if I'm going to see you again. This moment was too big. It seemed like when Tank finally put his foot on the gas, it was over. Now, bing, bing, bang, boom, done.
Yeah.
Did I call the 8th round? All right, let's get it done. Right, goes out there
right.
and absolutely gets it done.
Or like a corner man saying like, "Hey, 8th is coming, so let's go ahead and close it." Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. We all know they like to gamble. He was straight asked in an interview. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of dictate their own. They can dictate the ending in some of these matches, man.
They have to some degree a hand in dictating the outcome. Yeah.
He looked at. He's like 8th, 9th, 8th round. He says it 8th, 9th, and goes right back to the 8th. And guess what? He knocked him out in the 8th. So whatever. Not.
Oh, go ahead.
All I'm saying is we need to chill. It's too many times we get in boxing right now. These guys have one fight and immediately we're like, new pound for pound champ in a way the other day, right? New pound for pound. Fuck Terrence Crawford. Yeah, Terrence Crawford puts on one of the most classic performances you've ever seen in the welterweight division. And the last time I was remember boxing, that division's more historic than where Inoue's coming from, right? And he put on when you look at the major fights that have happened there, Spence and Crawford was supposed to be one of those, man. That was supposed to be built up as the big bang, and that boy destroyed him. Might have ended his career in one fight, and now he's not even no. Inoue, dude. So come on, it's a little ridiculous. And then Canelo, you got the Canelo argument. Boxing needs to do. Oh, Usyk, right? And then Usyk beats Fury. All of a sudden, he should be freaking number 1. It's just a little too much bouncing around. To me, Terrence Crawford has been number 1. He never lost it, right? He's had the divisions, the belts, the opponents. Like, I don't know. It's never been a hard discussion. Canelo's had a lot of controversy, not only in decisions, but the guy got popped for steroids in one of his biggest fights. Kind of hard to say you're the face of boxing when that happens, but whatever. So for Tank, it's time to fight one of the big boys now. Like,
yeah, they've run out of opponents that he can pad his record even more so at this point. Like, we're pretty much done with these kind of fights. In his very next fight, if he's not fighting a top dude, I think we have to just stop talking about Tank at this point. Like, he's going to continue to knock out these fucking, and again, no disrespect to some of his opponents, most recently Frank Martin, but it's like, dude, you weren't on his level, and we're going to continue putting guys that aren't on his level. Like, no, like we can't do that shit anymore. So if his next fight isn't against somebody like that, I think we just fucking stop talking about Tank at this point. Like, what the fuck? What's the point of him fighting these dudes? The PBC keeps putting in front of him. Let me bring up one topic that I saw recently, and this is kind of like one of the benefits of doing a show after Tuesday. After Tuesday is there's a possibility that this pay-per-view did 200,000 buys. Have you heard about that?
Oh no.
This is according to this a couple of Twitter things. Rick Glazer saying this is basically his opinion. He's like, from what the results, nothing is official yet, but the market is pretty poor. That's what he's saying right here. I read this right. He puts on Twitter. Rick Glazer says under 200,000 buys, and that's with Benavides on it. Somebody else responded to that, or I guess took a screenshot of that and then posted. It said, Tank versus Frank flops miserably under 200,000 buys. According to the #1 boxing insider Rick Glazer, Tank versus Frank failed to meet their mark as they sold less than 200,000 pay-per-view buys. And he responds to that saying, the under 200,000 buys is just my opinion. It's not official yet, but the marketing it was very poor on it. Okay, so that's the only number that we're getting right now, according to Rick Glazer. I haven't seen anyone else say anything about those numbers. If that's true,
was it 80?
What's that?
$80?
Um, Around there, I think 75 bucks, but we just rounded up to 80 basically. But it's
you got to round it up. We're gonna round it up for them because it's still pathetic.
Yeah, we're gonna do them a favor, and you're still gonna fall short of it.
16 million, bro. 16 million. Could have swore that kid said he was richer than Floyd. This is my Kermit the Frog moment.
Yeah, it's like, we're not gonna have that conversation yet, right? Y'all ain't ready for that conversation.
You know, Floyd sipping tea somewhere, laughing at that one, eh?
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of the again the benefit of like doing a show after Tuesday is that's the only number that I'm seeing thrown around. That's bad. That's really bad. I wonder.
And Miguel, it's only bad because of what they asked for in price, right? Under their pay. I mean, if these guys are both only making $2 million, well, who cares? At least they might break even. Everyone's good. They all get a little bit of money. Excuse me. When they're asking for 5 million, 8 million, like what are they really, what is their going rate on their fights, their purses? Then yeah, they're not making money because you got to see taxes are coming out of this right off the top, right? Right, that 16 million really isn't going to them. Then you got to divide it in the company. So it's the price that they're demanding going into this. Did they give Al Heyman a break because of the opponents, where they only maybe are getting $1.5 million? Is that even? Do you think Tank would even step in the ring for just 1.5 million, or? Yeah, we have to see what they're making. But like Devin Haney, you seen his purse bid?
Right.
It was only the 2.4, I believe it came in at. We'll talk about it, but it was only like 2.4. So that's Devin Haney. I know Tank is a pay-per-view star, so they're maybe asking for a little bit more. So maybe around 3 million, 5 million. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's tough. They might be able to pay him, but it's going to be close. Someone's taking a bite though, and someone's not getting paid. 16 million isn't enough to go around the table.
This is what I'm reading from the sportster.com. That's the website. Davis is set to make Davis set for a hefty payday with estimated earnings up to $25 million.
Oh, no
while
way.
Martin expected to take home 3.25.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
those expectations will not be reached? I'm sorry, Frank.
Not only will they not be reached, but they're gonna fall way under.
Yeah, he better hope he makes 300 grand, bro. Seriously, I'm talking about Frank Martin. The 3 million. He better hope that he makes 300,000. 25 million, bro. See, these are bullshit numbers. This is that stuff that I think Leonard Ellerby said, watch your mouth or I'll expose the truth. Sure. Come on, 25 million for Tank. He weighs 130 pounds. Is he 130 or 135? He's 135. 135. Yeah, 135. I mean, bro, he's not Manny fucking Pacquiao. Right?
And at least Manny fights, fucking
fought everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the De La Hoya's, he does that. It's like he can demand.
He earned that. He earned that, bro. The Morales and Marquez fucking fights. He gives us 3 in each, right? Yeah. Come on, Tank.
4-1.
Come on. 4 in one of them. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, Tank. Like, there's no fucking way he's demanding that. There's matter of fact, boxing fans are crazy if they're paying Tank 25 million, which we know they're not because his pay-per-views didn't add up. Doesn't even come close to that.
Mm.
Um, damn. Yeah,
And then according to Twitter, what I see on Twitter, there that the attendance, and I don't know if it specifies paid attendance, but at the MGM Grand was 13,249. It's not a bad number. I mean, if that is accurate, because if I'm not mistaken, for a boxing or wrestling event, the MGM can do up to about 15,000. So that's not bad at all. Other arenas like the Mandalay Bay here and also in Vegas can do up to 17,000, and then T-Mobile can do up to 20. MGM Grand being one of the smaller ones. So for one that can, fill in a 15,000 room, for boxing or wrestling, going 13,000, if that is accurate, is not bad, but we don't know how much of that is paid, how much of that is comped, at least not yet, at least.
not
So
yet. Vegas will release that though.
yeah. So sounds like a pretty big flop. I don't see. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand how Amazon Prime can look at this and still talk to somebody like Steven Espinoza and be like, oh, okay, we can continue with the schedule. We can have more fights scheduled here, for the rest of the second half of the year, because that's not good numbers. That's not good numbers, and I don't see how they would be able to see this, on top of the other stuff like Sue and Fundora, and be like, oh yeah, those numbers were great. We can definitely continue this show. If it's something
And
that they can continue doing, go ahead. Sorry.
and that no, and they're not helping themselves either. It looks like they're gonna take the Canelo fight. Did you see Canelo's gonna defend his title against that Schoolie?
Yeah,
Miguel,
some mandatory champion.
who the fuck is this guy? If you
Yeah,
guys put that on pay-per-view, it will bomb. Like, they're gonna give us this dumb, oh, Canelo's the high paid 35 million. No, he's not gonna make 35 million. We know Tank isn't making 25 million on this fight. He's not. Those are like, I think they're giving us numbers like, if everything was perfect,
yeah.
this is what you'll get, right? You need to hit all of these marks though, and your total number can be this. Yeah, that it's not helping them at all. Ryan Garcia really isn't helping them. Because it looked like he was going to be signing with the PBC here, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't he's not. He's getting suspended. He's freaking might be getting sued by everyone shortly. Did you hear the supplement that he blamed the shit on? They had the batch that supposedly he bought the product from tested, came back negative. They're going after him for what's the word, defamation? Is that how you say
Yeah,
when you
defamation. Yeah.
defamation when you sue? Prime is suing him. Like, Ryan just seems like he has a lot of problems coming down. Um, Caleb Plant might be too far away to, that was a juicy fight for 5 seconds, right? They had a little altercation outside the ring, but I know he said he'd moved to 154, but Plant is 168, right?
Mhm.
If he was to do something like that, he would remind me of a Brandon Figueroa, like total
Mhm.
sellout for Al Heyman, right? Like,
Mhm.
you'll listen, Al would tell you to jump off a cliff, you would have done it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
that's what you did in his career, and Ryan just
Oh,
seems,
it's Omar, his brother, right? The
or
older one.
Omar, yeah,
Omar.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. I get what you mean.
Yeah, when he went from lightweight to what, junior middleweight or welterweight,
Yeah,
some
he ended up
bullshit
going to
like that.
welterweight. Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
how much further he went after that, but yeah.
So yeah, it's no, it's not looking good for Amazon Prime and the PBC deal, and I do not understand where Canelo's going with the title defense. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but where are they going to take that fight? That has to be the Espinoza thing, dude. That's they can't
The
charge.
calculator's back. The calculator's back.
No, yeah, maybe or that one's going to be for free.
Hmm.
Right? Maybe Canelo is the opening to their schedule. Their
But really, Canelo free? You think like I mean Canelo Rocky Fielding on fucking the Zone? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean we that was the whole point of the Zone for a while, right? They weren't gonna the pay per view model was dead, and then they started realizing that they needed the pay per view model, and then we came back to that, and Canelo kind of bounced back and forth between them and PBC and shit. So I just oh man, it would be
with
huh.
their pay-per-view bombing,
Mhm.
All they have left is their streaming, right?
That
Like
is
if we
true.
can't knock it out the park if Canelo can't get fucking 20 million homes to watch him that night for free, Amazon has to be thinking, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
Right? Because now we can't get we're not getting the same streams as I don't know, House of Dragons when it comes out on HBO Max or whatever. We can't reach those numbers with boxing. We're not reaching anything on the pay-per-view side. We haven't even made a dime yet, probably,
Mhm.
on one of these fucking pay-per-view shows. Now, I'm sure they're not putting a lot into it,
Mhm.
but you never like to come into the office on Monday and go, "Hey, how did that little project that we're trying? How did that go out?" Ooh, it sucked again. No, it's
Yeah.
not good, sir. Like, all right, well, tell those guys to try harder, and probably just walks into his office. You know what I mean? He doesn't give
Yeah.
a fuck. The boxing came begging him.
Mhm.
So I'm sure that's how it's going down. But he's not gonna. He, she, whoever, don't even fucking.
Yeah.
The person that's in charge in Amazon is not gonna want to keep hearing that they're not making money on these pay-per-views. Um,
Yeah.
and we have had two faces of boxing on Prime now.
Mhm.
That's Tank and fucking Canelo, right? These guys are supposed to be the face of boxing. What's the total pay-per-view buys we're getting out of them right now, Miguel? You know,
Well, as far if I remember correctly, what was the first um wait, hold on.
Munguia,
No, Mon-
Munguia. What was Munguia versus
that was
Canelo?
yeah, that was what 500,000,
That's
550,000,
what I was gonna say.
right?
4 or 5
200, which if this is accurate with Tank, under a million for both.
under
Oh
a million,
man.
dude.
Oh, barely cracking 700,000, I mean 800,000 with a, if we want to round it up, it's still under a million for both. Shit. That's bad. That's
It's
really
really
bad.
bad.
There's
It's
no
really
fucking
bad.
way. What bargaining power will Canelo have for this, a title defense against a mandatory challenger or where the fuck it is, like to be like, no, put me on pay-per-view, give me 35 million. Like,
There's no
no,
way. There's
no.
no way. Change is coming. Change is coming. Look, yeah, boxing is. We've been saying it for a while.
Mhm.
Ryan's not helping us. He could have saved us. Instead, he chooses to be a dipshit.
let's
You know,
let's talk into that. Let's go ahead and close out this fucking Martin and fucking Gervonta. Let's talk about Ryan and his shit. Let's touch on what you were saying a few moments ago. I sent you a video of it, of Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas is an old MMA dude who is, his now work PBC and Showtime. Well, I guess PBC now, but talking about, what we've been talking about as far as like Ryan and his troubles and his going completely out of bounds. I mean, he has been for some time, but he just doesn't seem to stop. But most recently, the testing of the supplement that he was taking that supposedly was contaminated with ostarine, which he claims was the case, right? He provided his sample, which is basically an open container of
open
one that he,
sample. Yeah,
yeah, one that he had, and
so
and
stupid.
and the brand, which I don't remember right offhand what they're called, but the brand was like, all right, we're gonna test that batch, and he tested it, and of course the shit came out negative. So it's hilarious
What's
because
what's worse, Miguel? The sprinkled steroids in a baggie turned in, or a pregnant wife's urine into a drug test.
jeez.
There was a basketball
Uh,
player turned in his wife's urine to get
oh
tested,
my gosh,
and
no.
they're like, I don't know, bro. Unless you're pregnant, this
Yeah.
isn't your
Jeez. Unless you're trans, all of a
pee.
sudden, yeah, you're magically gonna have pregnant.
He
Um,
still might have the trophy of dumbass of a mom, but Ryan's very close. Ryan was like, let's just sprinkle some. They'll never know.
you want to know who has the trophy? And this is, I don't know if you guys know about this, but the late fighter, his name is was Kevin Randleman, who was like a roided
Yeah.
up wrestler, right?
San Jose, man. Yeah.
So he like fucking he fights here in Vegas for some event, and he basically like uses a fake dildo to
What?
because you have to, the guy has to see him piss into the container, so he like lifts
Oh,
up his short and he has this like fake dick
yeah.
hanging out, right? And it's like totally a different color complexion because he's black. It was black. Oh gosh, it was like this dude is trying so hard, right? So anyway, that talk about trophies of like failed fucking drug
That's pretty good.
that just went off the charts. Yeah, it was that story. If you guys look into it, Kevin Randleman when he fought here in Las Vegas. Good lord. But anyway,
Hey, could you imagine the guy that seen it and had to ask to look at it? He was like,
yeah,
"Sir, I kind of think I know what I'm looking at, but you're gonna have to pull down your pants, please."
yeah,
He had to look, right?
you had to look closely. You were like,
Oh man, that's a
I
tough
like the
job,
UFC.
bro. That's a tough job. And then what
Yeah,
if it's not? It's his. You're like, oh shit, my bad. You got
yeah.
the Michael Jackson disease. My
All
bad,
right,
bro.
you got
Go ahead and
vitiligo
pee.
all of a sudden in your dick. It's like, oh gosh. All right. My bad. It was my job, bro. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'll never speak of this ever again. Um, but uh, but yeah. So now we have these odd test results, and um, on top of everything else that Ryan is already facing with this issue with supplements, now he's just basically spewing crap left and right to other boxers. Most recently, we saw with Caleb Plant, where I don't know if he had said something to Caleb before because I saw the video where Caleb here at him. So Caleb, I have to assume, wouldn't have done that just for shits and giggles. It had to have been something that Ryan said prior, and then that's when he threw beer at Ryan, and then Ryan went to Twitter because Ryan is if Ryan is the champion of anything, it's of social media. So he immediately goes to his Twitter account or you know um, Instagram or whatever and starts talking mad shit about his wife. Yeah, so he doesn't stop digging the hole any deeper. I don't see some fight with him and Caleb Plant happening, obviously because of the size differences. But that certainly isn't going to stop Caleb Plant from like bitch slapping him whenever he sees him out and about. So the way he did against the whichever Charlo it was at the time. So you don't want to fuck with Caleb. There's no point in doing that, especially a dude who's bigger. But on top of everything else, saying stuff about Clarissa Shields on top of that. Yeah, Ryan clearly isn't in his right frame of mind. Hey, do you see the video of him talking shit about Michael Jordan even? You see that one?
No.
Like he was, I don't even know what the issue was, and I haven't even watched the video because I'm like, okay, now this guy's just talking shit about him. Um, he's in some sort of room with like a whole bunch of shoes on shelves behind him, like single shoes, kind of like on display the way you would see at Foot Locker or something. And the guy who he's doing the video with talks about Jordans, like the shoes, and he's like, oh fuck Jordan, what the hell has he ever done to his community, for his community, yada yada. And he's talking mad shit about Michael Jordan all of a sudden. And some people in the comments are like, oh, he's speeding facts, and some people are like, no, this dude is like donated a fuck ton of money to Make-A-Wish
Yeah.
and all this stuff, right? And it's like he's just picking fights anywhere at this point. And you see the video, he looks bloated as shit because he's probably drunk or hungover, and he's just anything that comes to his mind, he seems to not have a filter. It's almost like Tourette's syndrome. It's just he'll say whatever the fuck comes to mind and he just blurts it out or tweets it or whatever. Like we need to. I think we're at the point where we need to just boycott Ryan Garcia. Like fighters, it needs to be like, hold on, I'm not fighting this guy. Fuck no. Nobody fight him. Then what are you gonna do? No one wants to fucking fight you, bro. Like, because you're basically burning bridges and you're your own worst enemy. What do you make of this stupid ass circumstances with this kid?
He knew it would make. I think Ryan has a very good idea of how social media works about going viral. So he likes to say a lot of things that he knows will go viral.
Sure.
Clowning Michael Jordan, bringing up his history with giving the founder how much he's donated and all that. Those are all hot subjects. Those are all talked about, right? Because Michael has given a lot. The amount of money that he's worth, there's haters out there that think he should have given more, right? And then wasn't Nike going through the whole sweatshop thing back in the day? His name was always been attached to that also. So there, it's a hot subject. So I get
Sure.
I get what Ryan's doing. This is why the Vatican was brought up. This is why child trafficking was brought up. He never had a good heart behind it. It was all because he knew the shit would fucking hit many platforms. There would be many people talking about what he's talking about because of the subject, not because of him. So, Ryan, he looks like he has problems in the pictures that he put recently up. I don't give a fuck. I just graduated from I don't give a fuck university. he looks like one of those spoiled kids that are just trying to act hard in the photo. You know, when you look at you say you have a friend or a cousin, you're like, look at this dude. You weren't even that hard when you were little. Why? And I know Ryan's a fighter. I'm not saying, but his whole picture, the vibe, he looks like he just looks weird, man. He's like, bro,
Mm.
you're trying way too hard. You know what I mean? Stop it. Like, put a smile on your face. But way overweight. Yeah, there's something going on. I mean, dude, he's so overweight right now. No way Ryan's taking his shirt off in the next concert that he has for
All
I'm
right.
Blessed.
Uh,
There will be no shirts coming off for the next one. So, um, right now he needs to figure out what New York's going to do with them.
mhm.
And after that, I think he has many options, bro, because he is a ticket seller. Um, and I don't think anyone's really scared of Garcia. Garcia's been popped. So he's not going to be able to get away with the same shit that he got away with Devin Haney. And I'm not calling him a cheat throughout his career, but he cheated on that night
Mm.
and he got caught.
Well, it puts into question other stuff. I mean,
And I
even if
get
it's
that,
like,
but I'm not talking about any of those other
yeah,
ones. It's
yeah,
just like
it's because
Margarito,
it's
bro.
all unconfirmed. It's all confirmed, and it's the only one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's just
I got
like Margarito. When Margarito got popped at those hand wraps, and everyone, oh yeah, it was probably Kodo. It was probably yeah, that's all great. But ever since he got popped that night, he sucked after that. And that Ryan, you sucked in the fucking Davis fight. You want to blame weight, you want to blame the rehydration clause, great. But you look like shit on that night. You were one dimensional.
you. Hmm.
Davis figured you out really fast and fucking ended you. Um, Devin Haney, you're like fucking Hulk in round one. I swear to God, I think it's the first punch,
Uh,
bro.
yeah.
It's the first left hook that fucking
Yeah.
is
Oh, it
throwing
is.
hurts him.
Yeah. Literally, as soon as the fucking gets crackalack, and almost like he was just waiting, like I'm gonna catch him with his one, and then what's his name? Devin
Haney.
didn't. Yeah, yeah, he didn't recover at all after that. But yeah, it was literally the first few seconds. The first punch that he throws is that left hook.
So I definitely think he was cheating. I think he's caught now, and his next opponent, you won't see. There will be a massive weight penalty, right? If he comes in overweight, there's going to be major drug testing now for him. Um, so it's like really it's really who's going to get the first crack at Ryan because his fame won't last long. If his next fight he gets smoked, he can't, his fans won't be coming back for a third one, right? His fan base is going to drop so fast. Remember that social media fan base, bro. They don't stick around. You know what I mean? You do one thing that's not cool, you do one thing that people don't like, and all of a sudden you're not the hot shit anymore, and you're done.
Mhm.
That's where Ryan's at. Ryan's hot because he won. Believe me, if he would have talked all that shit and then lost the fight, he's not as big today as he is right now. So I don't think he has a loyal fan base at all. Um, and he's already had one loss on his record, which was a pretty bad defeat. He quit. We all know that. And his biggest win is now being looked at as him cheating. So he doesn't have a lot
Mhm.
to go with. You lose your next big fight, man, and it's probably curtains for you as far as social media wise. Um, Maybe he becomes like a clown, like one of Jake Paul's fucking undercard fucking bullshit guys. But he will not be Ryan Garcia, the face of boxing anymore, which he could have been. He's so right on the doorstep to taking that. It's not hard. Our two faces can't even get a million buys right now. Ryan did that last year,
Mhm.
right? So it wouldn't have been hard for him. Him and his parents. You two are no, excuse me, not the mom. She's going through it, but his dad needed to fucking
Crack the whip
hold his
a couple of times.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah get at his son, set him straight, show him the bigger picture of
Mm.
what he could be worth. You know what I mean? Like
Well, I don't even think like because I mean we've seen the shit talk we've heard, I should say, that from the lead up to his fight with Devin Haney. Even his dad making racial comments, right? It's like I don't think he was even
yes,
raised
yeah,
like
you're
we
right.
like to turn to his parents and be like, hey, well, how come you guys didn't crack him? But it's like y'all weren't any different. I think they were just
That's
as
right.
bad.
You're
that
right.
ultimately, unfortunately, that's kind of what the case with him.
And the fact that the father didn't realize what he said and went back to it, it was like, oh my God, this guy is a moron.
Yeah, just doubling down on it. Like,
Yeah.
let's
He was like, what did I say? Ah, come on.
yeah. It's like he does it, and it's like, what, bro,
I have black friends. He knew that was. Yeah, it was like he was way for.
that was,
I have that one black
yeah,
guy. Ryan. Tell him I have a black friend.
yeah. He said it was okay. He gave me a free pass. He gave me the green light. Yeah. So that things aren't going very well with Ryan. Who the hell knows when we'll see him back in the ring again? Because that's ultimately what we want to see. We want to see these fighters fight. But when he has so many issues outside of the ring. I'm saying I think we just have to, or I say we, but fighters. I think they're just gonna have to, boycott his ass. Like, no, I don't want to fight with this crazy ass. Like, who the fuck knows if he's gonna come in, overweight. He's like, he's such a question mark. He's such a like a loose cannon, I guess, to some degree. It's like, no, I don't even know if he's gonna make it to the fucking fight. Fuck his ass. But I wouldn't be surprised if this might be it. Like, you mentioned in his next big fight, if he loses, that might be it. I think this might already be it. He's got too much. It seems insurmountable right now with all the crap that he's going through
Let me
outside.
ask you this, Miguel.
Yeah. Mhm.
With the new details that we're getting about now he's lied. He basically lied to the commission and he lied to boxing again by handing in a fucking open bag that they obviously tainted, which he said that's what he said Devin Haney and Victor Conte did. It seems now that it's Ryan who tainted his test to get it to approve. Do you think the commission puts the 2-year ban back on the table? He comes in overweight.
Yeah.
He then gets popped for steroids. He then lies and says it was a supplement, and now we know that he tainted that supplement. Does a 2-year ban come back?
Yikes. Man, I don't know. Oops, I just hit my own desk. I don't know if the amount that he had in him is going to change. Is going to potentially not give him that 2 year, because like ultimately if I remember correctly, the amount that he had in his system was very small, was it not? Unless something I
Yes.
So it appears as though it was he did it unbeknownst to him. He took the supplement, right? So how can we explain that?
Well, okay, but hold on.
Yeah.
They're saying that small amount came out in his fat cells when he was cutting dramatic amount of weight.
Yeah.
So he was cycling right, is what Victor's trying to say. That's why he didn't get caught, because he was cycling and he was beating the tests. But then when he came to that fight 2 weeks before fight week and seen he was 157 pounds and he needed to drop 17 really quick, he starts exercising, sweating. We seen the sauna guy. Oh, bro, what was it? He weighed like 154 the night before. Have you heard that interview? I know we went over this. We went over this on the show. Ryan Garcia was extremely heavy the night before. Like, that young man cuts like 7 pounds overnight or some shit, bro. They have him in a sauna. They have him fucking doing whatever they do to these athletes to have them cut weight drastically. And then Ryan just gives up. That's what the guy said. He goes, Ryan just he was like, we were on a great time to get him to do it. He couldn't. He goes, those last 3 pounds, those last 5 pounds, man, that's what takes it from these guys, and he couldn't do it. And that's what I was saying when his trainer came out and told us that story. That lined up with exactly what Victor Conte had said maybe 2 weeks before that, or a week before that, when he said the only way small amounts of traces can be found in a test is if you're cutting weight and it gets released through whatever was stuck in these cells, these fat cells. And so I think they have an argument. I think Ryan's argument of, it was really small, is like, to a scientist, is like, dude, shut up. That doesn't mean anything to us. If you had it in your system, it's in you were on it. You were doing it. You know what I mean? And so I don't know if he's going to have a legit argument. To us Casuals were like, oh yeah, well that makes sense. It was just a little, so it probably just got sprinkled in some ice cream. But no, that's not the real picture. The real picture is he was cycling.
Mhm.
Um,
So it looks. I mean, if going looking at it that way, then obviously it looks intentional. It looks deliberate. Um, Yeah, and because that would be his only saving, grace
right,
would be
I
like,
know.
and then it was just a small amount, and then they're like, all right, cool, because it was such a small amount, then maybe you did it, not unbeknownst to you, and then we can kind of like get past that, slip that in, and maybe not do the full 2 year suspension. But if what Victor Conte was saying is accurate, which the guy knows, yeah, then probably
Is
he's 25 right now, I think, or Ryan, so 27, 2 years. If he's suspended for 2 fucking years, there goes 2 years out of his prime. Yeah, it's too much. If that's the case, then they're gonna go that route and be like, no, dude, we know why it was such small amounts. We know what the fuck you're doing. Clearly, you're doing deliberately. Bam. 2 years. It has to be 2 years. I mean, there's too many things going against him besides the testing, the deliberate weight miss, missing weight, and then of course then the tainting the supplement, going to hell and basically throwing these supplement name brands dragging them through the dirt. Yeah, that I wouldn't see. I mean, shit, I wouldn't be surprised if they give them even more.
yeah,
I guess 2 year minimum. I guess.
yeah. They're meeting this week, so we're going to be finding out soon what happens. But I do agree that I think with the new uh details coming out that it was him that tampered with it. I think
Mhm.
he's laughed at this commission way more than enough. He's embarrassed them. He's talked bad about him publicly. He's made talked bad about boxing. He made boxing look bad. And now you cap it off with you guys actually where did they even get the Austrian from to put it in the open package, right? Because aren't you like showing you're guilty right there of just having the shit? Right? Like they're gonna
Yeah,
be like, all right, fucker. So where did this come from?
yeah.
He's got to be, bro. He's got to be canned. He's got to
Hmm.
be canned. I don't know if it's. I don't know how long it is. I heard. I seen the 2 year thing, and I'm like, damn, man. I don't know how they wouldn't give him max. If you are trying to set an example, not if max is 2 years, then that's what it should be. But if you're trying to set an example to the rest of the boxing world, Ryan is the perfect example because you don't we said a month ago, we don't want this to continue in the sport.
Hmm.
Nothing that Ryan did through his whole promoting and then the fight do we want done over again, copycatted by any other champion or any other fighter. I don't want to go through the bullshit promotions again, where you're just trying to go viral, so you'll say whatever you want. I don't want to go through with the coming in overweight and then laughing about it, literally making fucking jokes. Like it's really sad, and it does seem to affect. It has seemed to affect Devin in a big way. I mean, did you hear about him tweeting that he's leaving the sport for a while?
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I'll wait till the Ryan comes back for the rematch. It's like, what? Okay, I don't know
So
about that, but yeah.
so there's I know, and then all of a sudden there's the rematch is back on the table. I found that hella weird. I Tank Davis after the fight. Oh yeah, I'll fight Ryan at 140. Yeah, I bet you would. Yeah, I bet. He hasn't made it in 3 fights. I bet you would go to 140 now.
Sure.
Fucking
Yeah.
so that's so Mayweather and them, right? It's fucking guys. I swear to
That's the
God.
that's the Mayweather blueprint.
I swear, man. But and then Bill. Did you see the kind of weird video of Bill like playing with his nose
Yeah,
on
yeah.
live? Like what the fuck was that? And hey Miguel, now I hella hope the dude had sinuses or he had a cold or something. He just got it was just a timing thing where he was doing this and sniffling while he hit live. But it is kind of it's like, come on, dude. I hope you're not. You know what I mean? Did that really do that to both of you guys? You know what I'm saying? Or Bill went out and partied way too hard, and and maybe hasn't stopped partying on the money they made, and
Mhm.
fucking, and then Devin's like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking travel the world. Like, remember how I say once these athletes look, you travel the world for 2 years, you're not an athlete anymore. You might be a trainer, you might be a health guy. You know, hey, stay in good shape. You're not a fighter
Mhm.
anymore. You're getting hotel, what is it, 5-star hotels everywhere. You're traveling air, water, land, seeing islands. Come on, bro. You know how big your flame is when you get back from a world trip? You think you're the fucking you're the president, not fucking some dude struggling in TJ trying to
Yeah.
make a living for his family.
Yeah, who's hungry, and when the times get rough in the ring, we'll keep going.
Yeah,
Like
no.
mm,
And that fire is not coming back. You know what I mean? Like,
mm.
bro, do not go on a 2-year fucking vacation.
Yeah,
You will
sabbatical.
not be this. You will not be the same.
Mm.
You'll be coming back doing fucking workout videos for boxing. The fuck, man.
Do you think? All right, this is kind of like a off scenario. Let's say they want to give Ryan 2 years, but we'll lessen it if he comes clean. You think he comes clean? And he says, "Okay, I admit, yes, I did cheated." Boom, for a lesser sentence.
No, it doesn't
No.
seem like it's in him.
Mm.
No, it doesn't seem like it's in Ryan. Um, no, I don't. And then they're gonna talk about the record too. Is it gonna be a no contest or is it gonna be a I think it should be a DQ. If that company sues Ryan Garcia for lying and they believe obviously they have to believe him. I don't know how that's going to work, but if they believe that he did tamper with that evidence, once again, I think that shows that he always planned this. He planned to be overweight and he planned to take this steroid, this supplement that was going to allow him to build strength while he cut weight.
Mm.
That's a fucking PED. I don't know how else to say what that it doesn't fall under that class. You got to disqualify him. This won't be a no contest. It's going to be Devin Haney's going to be undefeated again. That's how I think it should play out too, because of whoever the fuck sprinkled the fucking PED that they said they didn't know about.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you just have it in the fucking medicine cabinet.
Right. Uh,
Yeah, it's not good.
Boy, Ryan definitely has it in him for the next couple of years to see how that goes, that plays. He isn't doing himself any favors. Or somebody needs to take his phone away, for Christ's sakes. It's like, let's go ahead and remove his damn phone so he doesn't have access to tweet out dumb shit the way he has been doing. But
I would give up. Wait, let me also say I would give up the WBC title if I'm Devin Haney. You're bigger than Sando Martin or whatever the fuck that dude's name is.
yeah. Hmm.
I cashed that. I cashed that title out. I'm not, dude. You don't fight for top rank. I wouldn't go over there. You lose that fight, everyone's gonna laugh at you. I don't even think they would have his back. The boxing world is just really funny. They're really funny like that. They all they all clowned him for losing to Garcia. I
Hmm.
think if he was to lose a close decision to Martin, probably should have won it. No one would care. They would still call him a loser. Oh yeah, Garcia ruined him. I told
Hmm.
you, everybody, Garcia ruined him. And they would run with that story, and that would be it for Devin Haney. I'm not taking the Martin fight. Give up the title. Look to rebuild your career, either at 140 or move up to 147. But definitely the Martin fight, I would be very questionable going into that.
So on that note, I kind of, it's a bit of a segue, but kind of not. The recent upset of Subriel Matias to Liam Aparo recently, with him getting the belt, with Liam getting the belt. I've already heard. I don't remember if it was might have been Eddie Hearn who mentioned it, but already thinking about potentially setting up something like Haney and Paro. Um, Staying at 140, mind you, because this is at 140. Have you had a chance to watch the Subriel Matias and Paro fight, or no?
No, I didn't, and that's my bad because it's on DAZN, isn't it? I didn't even know
It
that
is.
fight. Yeah, I know. I didn't even know that
It was
fight
kind
was.
of hidden. I mean, because we know it was the weekend. It was the Davis and Martin weekend, so that's what we all had our attention on. But like
Like
locally,
I
yeah,
seen it on the casino.
yeah,
Like I said, I seen it on the betting, but it didn't say DAZN or nothing like that. And when I seen the highlights, I was like, oh, what the hell? My wife has DAZN on her phone. I could have watched it at the casino. You know what I mean? But either way, I should check out that fight. Um, if the WBC gives him a pass, why not unify with this guy? Part
mhm,
we've seen that done in boxing all the time.
true.
Some crazy upset win happens, and the other guys immediately attack the dude for his title. I mean, we just talked about it in the part one with the Baltimore.
Mhm.
So yeah, no. If Haney can unify that IBF title, the guy won it on a legit decision. Dude, the guy wins it in a decision in Matisse's backyard.
Hmm.
So it's a legit win. You know what I mean? Paro is the champ. He's the IBF champ. If he wants to try to unify on his first title defense, there's nothing we can, I'm all for it. So yeah, that's a good move. I didn't even think about that for Devin. I was thinking he was gonna vacate and be gone because he kind of was already talking about whispering about moving up to 147. But no, that's definitely on the table. A unification would be a good fight.
Yeah, that'd be solid. And we want to mention this, of course, because our good buddy Sam Neviger wants us to talk about the great victory of finally, an Australian fighter making some big waves because of the recent losses that they experienced going back to early this year. But Australia has a champ now in Liam Paro. I definitely he won. There was no doubt. He just unfortunately, Matias just wasn't doing enough and was getting outworked really, and Paro ended up coming away with the victory. But um, some of the things that Paro has said recently, talking about like, oh, I'm the big dog at 140 now. It's like, dude, relax. You're not, bro. Yeah. We still got the other real big dogs like Teofimo out there, but like let's not go that far. He got himself a belt. Good for him. He can leverage a great payday in the unification against one of the other champions, which I'm sure that's the direction he's going to go. Whether or not he'll come away with the victory, I don't know. I'm sure Sam would love for him to do so, but I don't know how much further, because keep in mind that Matias was labeled the boogeyman, right? Everyone's trying to kind of get away
Yes.
from him at 140, and here comes Paro and schools him and takes his belt away from him. I like Matias's attitude afterwards. He was kind of like, he was messed, he was sad, but he was like, you know what, he beat me, whatever, fair and square. He wasn't gonna like protest it or complain about it. And Liam did it in Matias's backyard, so that's props for Paro. But let's tone it down. Yeah, you got the win. I'm not gonna say you didn't, right? And it was a big win, but there's still a lot of other champions in the weight class, and I'm sure he's gonna be able to leverage a nice payday against any one of those other champions. I don't know what his chances are against any one of those chances, like Henny, like Teofimo. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go that far, but yeah.
Hey, at least he gets the shot. And with Haney's history with Australia, I don't know why you wouldn't go back to win another title, right? That's pretty cool for Devin Haney's career too, if he gets to go back there for another champion. Kind of makes him that's like it'll be a second home to him. You know what I mean? He could go there when he retires. Everyone will be like, man, Devin Haney's here, came here and won what? Oh, he only wins the title once with Camboso, so then it's a defense on. He goes back to
Yeah.
defend the title.
Hmm.
Okay, all right. So this would be a second time winning a title there with third fight. Yeah, that's pretty cool. No, that is a good avenue. That's that seems more logical than moving up to 147. If he wants to stay at 142, Telefimo's still sitting there. I
Hmm.
get. I guess we can't even talk about pay-per-view anymore. I was gonna say that's a great pay-per-view fight, but Miguel, what the fuck's a great pay-per-view fight for boxing anymore?
Right.
We don't have a fan base, dude. Look, we have one, but it's really small right now, you guys. Unless all you fuckers are streaming, fuck you guys. Seriously. I'm gonna say, Miguel.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
No, man, this is looking, and it's starting to affect our pockets. Everybody's pockets are gonna. This is gonna have the trickle down effect where even us doing this might be too much. I'm like, bro, what do we? There's fucking 10 people were watching last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's the fighter? We need the De La Hoya, man. Floyd, yeah, but Floyd really wasn't that guy until he fought Oscar De La Hoya. We need the kid out of the Olympics that has the girls and the guys like, who is the fuck is this person? And that's what Oscar was. That's what Sugar Ray Leonard was. That's what Ali was. They right out the fucking gate, they had America's views, right? We need him. We need the 10-year guy that's going to build boxing gyms all over this country again because kids want to be him. And that's what De La Hoya brought, especially to Mexican Americans and to the Mexicans. Because I'm telling you, man, Oscar's style kind of changed us. We went from the freaking face first, always, in there, the pit was kind of
Mm.
stereotype to,
Hmm.
nah, he could bounce, he could jab, he could move. Then Juan Manuel Marquez came out and it was like, oh my God, he's counter punching, he's fucking looking beautiful. Like, so we need De La Hoya to come back. I don't know what is a good pay-per-view anymore, because damn, I thought Spence versus Crawford is supposed to be a great pay-per-view. Hey, Garcia and Tank, man, that's all we have. At least we still have the potential of doing a million buys, even though one in like what, the last 5 years, especially. You know where I think boxing really fucked up was through COVID. I really think boxing left money on the table there. Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford probably would have done triple the homes if they would have ran that fight back then in what, 2020. Then could you imagine, everyone's in their house and you put on a major fight on a Saturday night? No one can leave, Miguel. Everybody was home. Why? What were they thinking? We could have done they did those. They started letting the fight communities in. UFC went to Florida, right? Kept everything going.
Mm-hmm.
They could have fucking did that, man. Boxing could have, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, but it's not looking good. And if Tank and Benavidez are two of our biggest stars, right? Because Benavidez got to be a star too. Even when we were talking about, this is the guy that's going to beat Canelo. 100,000 people maybe were interested in him, because we got to think that Tank had half of those fans.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, people know who Benavidez is enough to want to like watch him fight. Yeah, that looks bad. I mean, I don't know. It'll have to be. I mean, shit. People know who Devin Haney is, so it'll have to be Haney and somebody else. I mean, I don't know, Haney and fucking Pitbull or something, something like that. Like, it has to be one of those guys that already have followings. If there isn't going to be a Garcia for the next couple of years, because of his shit, because it's not. I'm sorry, Shazam. It's not Liam Paro. Unfortunately, it's not him.
Well, you know what? But he's undefeated. He's
Yeah.
undefeated. So let's give him a shot. Maybe he ain't. And that's always great for boxing too, because sometimes, like the Mannies, the Filipinos come out of nowhere. All of a sudden, they got this whole fucking million-man march coming to Vegas, spending millions of dollars. So, hey, Liam, if you're the guy, prove us wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're undefeated. You got a belt. Everything's in front of you right now. Now you train harder. You fucking keep that title, and you're the man. So, no, we won't throw him under the bus yet. And beating Matisse in Puerto Rico, bro, that has to speak for something. Hella did not think he, man, 7-1. That was easy money, bro. Damn it, that was easy money.
Well, we didn't see it coming. We didn't see it coming.
No, we need to tell once again. PBC. Matisse. Oh my God, Matisse. Fucking loses a main event in his hometown. Crazy. And that's not even his first loss, right? So now he has 2 losses. He has 2 losses as a prospect. I don't even think you're a prospect anymore. I really don't. Bro, that was supposed to be the easy bats. That was supposed to be the home run derby shit. So no, I think that was a total hype job we got thrown into. So yeah, that sucks.
Well, that did suck. I mean, it gave us another fight to watch on Saturday night, which I was able to watch later on that night. Well, actually, the next day, as a matter of fact, I managed to catch it the next day. But thank you, DAZN, for putting it on. It was we kind of forgot about it because of how big Tank and Martin was, but nonetheless, we have ourselves a new face in the 140-pound division. So let's see where Liam can take it. Moving on, well, I guess continuing on the subject, sort of PBC, but kind of not. This whole, I don't know, soap opera, I guess, that's going to turn out between Tank, Floyd, and Leonard Ellerby. Now, this is what as I understand it, Leonard is out, right, out of Mayweather Promotions, and Richard Schaefer is in. This is what I'm gonna hear, right? He's taking his spot, right? He's taking his place. We saw, of course, Leonard in Tank's corner this past Saturday night, doing what he does, what he did with Floyd, is just basically butter him up. This is a weird one. I don't know. Like, things are gonna get ugly. Things are gonna get ugly. Like, we know that. I mean, we've seen just things are already becoming petty with Floyd posting something on his social media about Tank's fight being canceled, right? Something stupid like that. Like, that was petty as fuck, right? It was stupid. It was dumb. It was childish. But we're getting to that point already. I don't know what the hell Leonard's role is going to be in Tank's team. Besides what you have mentioned before, Andrew, about him being basically a personal assistant, really. Um, what do you make of this? What do you make of this? What do you think went wrong between Floyd and Leonard, first and foremost, to make Leonard leave or to give him the boot? Because we're getting different stories. Leonard saying, "Oh yes, I left," and then everybody else is saying, "No, fool, we kicked the ass out." So, what do you make of that?
It it seems off of his prior interviews that Leonard Ellerby was fired from Mayweather Promotions. Everything leading up to that letter that Floyd put out there saying he has parted ways with him or he's stepping down was Leonard going, no, I'm not going anywhere. Me and Floyd are working together. We're going to bring up, great fights. He never, ever even, he said there were rumors. He never denied it. He never said they were truthful, nothing. I mean, all he did was deny, that he was leaving.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, it's Floyd who releases the information that you're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That kind of, when your boss is the one telling people that you were let go, think that kind of shows that you were let go. You know what I mean? That you didn't have a say in it. Because I think Leonard Ellerby would have been at least hinting to some of his closest boxing media guys, no, things are getting kind of crazy between Floyd and Tank. I think I'm gonna have to pick a side here soon. Or, Tank is very young. I got a lot more. You think he would have been hearing something like that if he, on the back of his mind, he was already thinking about leaving the company. So I think he was trying to play both sides of the fence, and Floyd finally said, "Fuck it, you got to choose the side, man." This guy's now he's saying he's having sex with my daughter. You know what I mean? You think you're gonna come from his house over to my house? Fuck no, you're not. Right? Probably in the mafia world, you probably would have asked Leonard to whack him.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot him the next time you see him. If you don't,
Yep.
you're dead.
Like, that's your
So-
assignment. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to get him down this street. You do the rest.
So now this is the thing though. During this Tank Martin fight, I don't know if you've seen. Did you see where Tank was asked about future opponents, and he tells the reporter, "You name them, and I'll say yes or no." And the reporter just goes down a list. Garcia, he goes, "Yeah." Haney, yeah. Pitbull Cruz, and he goes, "Yeah, I've already beaten two of the guys that you're saying, but yeah." I talk like that because Tank kind of talks funny. I'm just saying, Tank kind of talks funny. I don't know, but he's like, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, Floyd, or I think it's a girl, goes Floyd Mayweather, and he looks at her and goes, "Yeah, September." I was like, "What? Yeah, September."
Mm.
Fuck does it? It was weird, dude. Like, go try to look for it, you guys. But Tank sounds like he says, "Yeah, September."
Mm.
Could this whole they remember how we always used to talk? Are they playing us? Remember, Tank has fired Mayweather. Seems like at least two other times in his career.
Right.
And then fucking fight night, they're all hugging. They're fucking taking pictures in the ring. Floyd has him on his fucking shoulders. No, I'm just kidding.
Like puts him on his shoulders like a little kid. Like,
Yeah.
oh, jeez.
Yeah, poor. Hey, I know he's so small. You see that one picture? There's this one viral picture of the PVC stable. I swear to God, the only legs you can see are Gervonta's. They're all sitting like on a couch, bro. You can see little Gervonta's feet. They're all in the picture. Everyone else, they got their feet on the fucking ground. Yeah. But anyways, could it be a Davis Mayweather thing brewing here? It would break PBC fucking fan records, bro. Could you imagine what front row would look like?
Are we talking a legitimate fight? Are we talking an exhibition?
I don't think it would be an exhibition, bro.
147?
He fought at 140 already, right? So I would say that Tank would only come in about 142. We know that Mayweather can get under 147. He did it in his career.
Still?
I don't know. Listen, De La Hoya tried to do it late. He came in and got beat up, right? So maybe Floyd, what did our boys say? Drop weight, get paid. Floyd's in financial trouble. I'll do 145. You do 142. We'll fucking make a boat ton of money.
Yeah, and pass the torch, kind of.
Yeah. Watch the interview. He goes, "Yeah, September." What the fuck does that mean? Is
Damn,
that the
I'm gonna look
big?
it up. I don't know because I mean, you would think that the
I
reporter is
thought I
like,
sent it to you, bro.
oh,
You
did you
might,
really?
yeah. Hey, well, after the show, not right now, but
Good
look at
enough.
your Facebook. Sometimes you got to look at the Facebook DMs too, because
Okay,
I send them on both
gotcha.
Instagram. But I'm more than sure that I would have sent it to you. But yeah, he says that, and it was this week. Well,
Okay.
all this is going on. Leonard stepping down. Last week, you had sex with his daughter. Like, to me, those are motherfucking fighting words, bro.
Yes, yes.
Ryan then tweeted out, "Oh, I know what the beef is. He banged his daughter." Like Ryan even said it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I just think those tickets would be about 20,000 front row, if not more. Because you know how many rap stars and athletes are involved in Mayweather and Tank's career.
Mm.
Stephen A. Smith would probably be jerking off on front row. You know what I mean? It'd be like the greatest thing he ever seen. Yeah, I don't know, man. And then if Floyd really did make 145 and look legit, it makes the fight legit because he already won a title at 140. So we know that Tank can go to 140. It's just weird. So if Floyd loves robbing the bank, just seems like a good robbing of the bank, right? Because they're gonna make $1 billion. They're gonna make $1 billion off that live gate plus the pay-per-view buys. Definitely gonna break the gate. So
Like a
I don't
potential,
I don't know
right?
if it
Like,
breaks. I don't know if it breaks the 5 point whatever million, but I'm just
yeah,
saying it'd make a shit ton of
sure.
money.
It would be almost a uh PBC Amazon Hail Mary.
Yeah, and it would, yeah. And I mean, if Floyd was to be able to talk Davis into getting that victory, it's the start of the Amazon career because they would totally put. It's what DAZN should have did with Floyd. DAZN should have put their $1 billion into Floyd's last 3 fights. That's where they fucked up. They tried to get Joshua and Canelo as the new faces
Mhm.
of boxing when they should have just went to the old one and took all of PBC's fan base and had them subscribe to DAZN because it would have worked. I mean, he had some major fights there at the end. Um, Basically the Manny one too to cap it off.
Yeah.
But so yeah, dude, that when I heard Davis say that, I've been kind of thinking if these two are playing us again, it wouldn't be the first time Floyd Mayweather's played the boxing community. It's not like he gives two rats ass what we think about him, right?
Right.
As long as it's making money, they don't really care. So this seems like it's right up their avenue to start this total fake ass beef. Have Leonard Allerby step down, threaten to bring an all tell book. You say that I'm sleeping with your daughter. You're gonna be 1 million views. I would watch. I'm sorry. I'm watching because
Yeah.
yeah, I would like to see the dad get that motherfucker back if he really did. That's fucked up, man. You don't fucking sleep with your boss's daughter and then fucking start bragging about the shit.
Yeah.
So
Without expecting some sort of consequences
it's
to
a
come.
very it's a very Vince McMahon
Yeah.
storyline that I'll buy right into. Damn
It
it.
is. Right. Oh man. Yeah, you don't do that with Daddy's Princess. Um, yeah, no, that's some crazy shit, man. I don't know. It seems like because you hear so many different contradicting stories. I don't know what the fuck to believe really at this point. I don't. I it seems it might be, I don't know, maybe far fetched. That, yeah, that seems very cryptic of Tank to say something like that. Saying something like, yeah, September, but I don't know. You would think that the reporter is, savvy enough to be like, wait, what do you mean? Like start poking at it more. And the fact that I mean, I'm gonna look for that video right now to see if I can fucking find it. But that's just kind of weird. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about that. But um, if the post is still there, honestly, because sometimes there's like posts that get taken down. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I guess that sort of depends. Well, that was definitely weird. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I'm kind of.
Type in when you Google it, Google like Tank talks about future opponents, maybe something like that. Because she asks him a number of guys, and he's saying yes to everything, which I thought was funny. But it's when he says yes to Floyd and then goes September. It's almost like it's the same interview I think where he does the 8th round. Where they ask what round do you think? And he literally told us the truth. He wasn't lying. He goes 8, 9, 8. I was like, I fucking knocked him out in 8.
I like your impersonation.
Yeah, I know. I'm being bad, but that's sometimes that's what Gervonta sounds like to
Yeah.
me. I know. Hey, did you see when that one dude told him no Diddy? Did you see that video where
No.
Frank Martin goes, I'm gonna be on that ass, and then Tank Davis goes, if you, I'm gonna be on that ass too, and I'm coming. And the guy goes, no, did he? And he goes, and Tank goes, come on, man, what? I don't gotta say these. I'm just playing. But the Tank got hella mad when the guy goes, no, did he?
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. No, I didn't get that video yet. No, I didn't get to catch that.
It did sound weird though. I'm coming. I'm on that ass, and I'm coming. I was like, no, nobody's coming on nobody's ass, bro. We're fighting.
Yes. We're throwing punches here. We're having a fisticuffs. Ain't nobody coming on nobody's asses.
That's when they do a face off, and then
Yeah.
just start.
Yeah. They put that fucking face off of Floyd and Victor Ortiz when they're just like fucking basically kissing. Jesus. Well, that pretty much goes up. That finishes the stories that I had in mind. The one they were trying to sneak in, last last Monday, they were trying to get through before my internet took a shit, and I wasn't able to finish it. But those are the remaining stories that we had in mind. A couple of extra ones, of course, with the pay-per-view buys that seems to have flopped with Tank and Frank Martin. Was there anything else that you see on your end that you wanted to mention before we wrap it up? Because we got ourselves a little over now.
WBC Boxing has just released a fight poster. Floyd Mayweather versus Gotti 3.
Oh,
when did Gotti 2 happen? I missed. Which fight did I miss? The first? Because the only Gotti fight that I remember is they had some brawl, right? Remember when Floyd and they all started fighting. Floyd had to get out of there. I didn't know there's part 3 is coming in August.
Rematch?
It says part 3.
The hell? Yeah, I don't know. I remember. I'm almost certain I saw that post, but I didn't even pay attention to whether it was a second or a third one. I didn't see that at all. I just thought that he was fighting this one dude. What the hell? No, I didn't know. Well, was that so? Was the brawl the fucking rematch? It had to have been, right? I mean, that was the last time that we saw Floyd in the ring, I believe.
Yeah, no, I guess it was a rematch. I have no idea. Do you like Japanese women?
I like all women.
Because of declining birth rates, Japan is offering breeding visas. Miguel, come on, man.
I did hear about that. Yeah, they're offering a fuck ton of money for and not just like, I mean, specifically like I think like American men, like foreign men. Like, hey guys, offering.
I'm unvaccinated too. I wonder if Christina wants me to get a second job, eh? Like, babe, this is total.
This is for our future, babe.
Yeah, trying to pay college off here.
Yeah, trying to put something away for retirement here, okay? You could be so selfish.
Stop thinking about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing this for us. Jeez. You think I want to do this? You think I really want to do this? Oh, jeez.
They made me sleep with 17 women. No, just kidding.
All right.
We're playing, people. Now I'm being Ryan Garcia. Look at me.
I know, right? I'm expecting some sort of tweet from you real soon. Be like, hey, y'all, I'm traveling to Japan. No. Oh man. Well,
no, I don't see nothing. I'm doing a real quick. Ryan Garcia responds to the 2 years off. All right. King Ryan says, damn, Dev, 2 years to train just to come back and get snapped again. Can't be me. If I'm suspended for 2 years, then we know how bad this game really can be. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Okay. Jeez.
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, the kid messed. I don't know. He doesn't even understand how much he's done in this situation. Like, he really does deserve the max. I don't know what the max is, but I don't think boxing wants to go through this shit again.
No, I don't think so. I think you've mentioned it before. I don't think we understood exactly the ramifications, but because we had anticipated that this fight with Ryan and Devin was going to be basically Devin smoking Ryan because of how unstable Ryan was, and you had mentioned that this was going to be a black guy in the sport. Well, it turned out to be a black guy in the sport regardless, but not in the exact way that we thought it was going to be originally. So in the end, we're still suffering the ramifications of that, 3-4 months later, or 2 months later, when it was April, right? So Yeah, we're still talking about it because of the not because of the fight that it was and how the the outcome, but rather the shit that happened around the fight and after the fight and whatnot, all that bad shit. But besides that, we have some fights happening this weekend. Nothing major because we're looking forward to really a couple of weeks from now. Was going to be Teofimo Lopez is going to be back in the ring on the 29th against Steve Claggett, if I'm pronouncing the name right, defending his lineal and WBO junior welterweight title. That's going to be in a couple of weeks. But this coming Saturday, we have Rafael Espinoza taking on Sergio Chirino. That's going to be on ESPN Plus. Rafael Espinoza, a featherweight champ, WBO featherweight champ. We've heard talks about Inoue moving up to 126 at some point in the near future. So that might be one of his future opponents. So it's worth watching just because potential it could be a potential opponent for Inoue down the line. But it's something to look forward to watch this weekend. Besides that, not much happening this weekend. It's kind of the way the boxing schedule is looking. Really more so looking forward to the 29th, the weekend of the 29th with Teofimo Lopez back in the ring. But other than that, that pretty much covers it, y'all. Unless there was anything else that Andrew wanted to add to it, but we wanted to make sure to cover these last few topics because of my technical difficulties recently. But other than that, I hope everybody had a good Father's Day weekend. We will be with you guys next weekend to see what develops, and of course the fights on ESPN Plus Top Rank this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you guys in a few days actually, because today's already Wednesday. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace.